What happens when one of Hollywood's biggest icons steps into one of daytime television's most unpredictable settings and everything immediately goes off the rails? Before we get into this wave of complete chaos, make sure you subscribe and drop a comment telling me what you think about what you're about to see. The studio lights were blazing hot as Tom Cruise stepped onto the view stage, smiling and waving at the excited crowd. The applause was almost shaking the room. He took his place at the table, settling in between Whoopi Goldberg and Sarah N., with Joy Behar and Sunny H sitting across from him. At first, the energy felt normal, calm, even friendly smiles, polite greetings, the usual start. Whoopi began the conversation with a warm introduction. "Tom Cruise, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're thrilled to chat with you about your new movie." "Thank you for having me," Tom said, flashing that classic movie star grin. "Always a pleasure to be here with you ladies." Joy leaned forward, already wearing a playful yet pointed expression. "So, Tom, before we dive into the film, I need to ask you something that's been nagging me." You could see Tom's posture change slightly. Just a small tightening of his shoulders. "Sure, what is it?" he said. "You do all your own stunts, right? You're known for it. But when does it stop being about the art and start becoming about a broken bar, I don't know, a broken bar ego?" Joy asked. Her tone had an edge to it that made the other hosts glance at one another. Tom kept his smile, but something shifted in his eyes. "An ego thing? I train for months. I work with the best stunt teams in the world. I push myself because I want the audience to experience something real. That's not ego. That's commitment to the craft." "But Tom, come on," Joy continued, waving her hand like she was brushing away excuses. "You're nearly in your 60s doing things people half your age refuse to try. At some point, doesn't it become more about proving something than serving the story?" The audience fell silent. This wasn't the usual friendly morning show tone. Sunny jumped in, trying to smooth things over. "I think what Joy means is that we admire your dedication, but fans worry." Tom turned to Sunny. "I appreciate that, but I know my limits. I work with top professionals. Every stunt is calculated and rehearsed. Safety is always the priority. This isn't reckless, calculated." Joy cut in. "You hung off the outside of a plane, Tom. A real plane, in the air. That's not calculated. That's outrageous." Tom's jaw tightened slightly. "That stunt took 18 months to plan. We had engineers, pilots, safety specialists. Nothing about it was outrageous. It was precise filmmaking, or it was a man desperate to stay relevant in a changing industry." Joy replied sharply. The whole studio froze. Whoopi's eyes widened. Sarah looked down at her cards like she wished she could disappear. Sunny shifted in her seat. Tom leaned forward slightly. "Excuse me?" Joy didn't flinch. "You heard me. Look, you're talented. Everyone knows that. But this daredevil stuff you do, isn't it just covering up the fact that maybe the roles aren't as exciting anymore? Maybe you're compensating." "Compensating?" Tom repeated, his voice steady but colder. "For what exactly?" "For the fact that audiences have changed. For the fact that superhero franchises dominate now. For the fact that the old school action star isn't what it used to be," Joy said, counting with her fingers. Tom leaned back, processing. "So you think I risk my life because I'm insecure about my career?" "I think you take these risks because you need that adrenaline rush to feel like you still matter in Hollywood," Joy fired back. Alyssa Farah Griffin, silent until now, tried to step in. "Maybe we should talk about the movie because I'm sure Tom didn't come here to be criticized like this." But Tom lifted a hand. "No, it's fine. Let's talk about this." "Joy, you've been in television how long?" "A while," Joy answered with a stiff smile. "And in all those years, have you ever done something that genuinely scared you? That pushed you past your comfort zone?" Tom asked. "I've done plenty of challenging things," Joy said. "Like what?" Tom asked. "Disagreeing with people on TV? That's your version of hanging off a cliff?" His tone sharpened. Joy's face turned red. "Don't patronize me." "I'm not patronizing you. I'm asking how someone who sits at a desk can lecture me about what I do to entertain millions," Tom said. Whoopi raised a hand. "Okay, let's take a breath. But Joy kept going. You want to know what I've done that's scary? I've spoken truth to power for decades. I've challenged presidents, politicians, and celebrities who think they're above criticism. That takes courage too. Speaking your opinion on a talk show is not the same as doing a halo jump at 25,000 feet. Tom shot back. Maybe not. But at least I don't put an entire film crew at risk just to satisfy some need for validation, Joy said. Tom's face reddened. Put them at risk? Are you serious? Every person on my set volunteers to be there. They're paid well, protected, and they know what they're doing. Don't suggest I don't care about my team. I'm not saying you don't care. I'm saying your priorities may be off, Joy answered. My priorities? Tom's voice rose. My priority is making the best films possible. Giving audiences something unforgettable. What's your priority, Joy? Starting arguments? The audience gasped. The tension thickened. Sarah tried to interrupt. Maybe we can agree that people approach work differently and no, Tom said sharply. I want to understand this. Joy, what is it about me that bothers you? Because this clearly isn't about my movies. This is personal. Joy's expression stiffened. You want to know what bothers me? It's the arrogance. The way you carry yourself like you're superhuman when you're just an actor. The way you've created this legend around yourself. Legend? Tom laughed, but it was hollow. I'm someone who loves my job and works hard. That's dedication, not mythology. Dedication is showing up and performing well. What you do is spectacle, Joy said. Tom gripped his armrests. Spectacle? You know what spectacle is? Tearing someone down on live TV for doing what they love. I'm not tearing you down. I'm asking valid questions, Joy insisted. No, you're making accusations, Tom said. You're questioning my motives, my professionalism, my crew relationships. You don't know anything about how I work. Whoopi attempted again. Tom, Joy, this ice a little heated, Sonny muttered. Joy ignored them. Fine, let's move on. Your personal life. You've had 3 public marriages. All ended. Do you think your obsession with perfection affects your relationships? The panel froze. Alyssa's mouth dropped open. Sarah looked like she wanted to vanish. Whoopi closed her eyes. Tom stared at Joy, voice icy. Are you actually asking about my marriages right now? It's a valid question, Joy said, though she looked unsure. You're a public figure. Your life is public. My marriage is ending is proof I'm obsessed with perfection? That's your logic? Tom asked. I'm saying maybe there's a pattern. Maybe the same drive that makes you jump off buildings makes it hard to be present personally, Joy said. Tom leaned forward, voice low and controlled. You know nothing about my relationships. Nothing. You know the tabloid version of me, and you're using my family to score points. It's not cheap if it's true, Joy said. True? Based on what? Rumors printed to sell magazines? Tom asked, frustrated. Alyssa tried again. Maybe we should move on. Tom, tell us about working with your co-stars. But Tom shook his head. Joy questioned my ability to maintain relationships. She suggested my passion makes me a bad partner. I didn't say bad, Joy cut in. Then what did you say? Tom demanded. I'm saying balance matters, Joy replied. And maybe you don't have it. Tom let out a bitter laugh. Balance? You're on this show. You do stand up. You tour. You appear everywhere. When do you find balance? That's different, Joy said. How? Tom pressed. Because you're not hanging from planes. Because you don't take physical risks. Work is work. Passion is passion. And judging me for mine while defending yours is hypocrisy. I'm not hypocritical, Joy snapped. Yes, you are, Tom said. Sonny tried again to soothe things. We admire your work, Tom. Truly. Tom looked at her. It doesn't feel like admiration. It feels like an ambush. No one is ambushing you, Whoopi said firmly. But emotions are high. I don't need to calm down, Tom said. I need to know why Joy invited me here only to attack me. I didn't attack you. I asked tough questions, Joy replied. Tough questions? Tom scoffed. Questions about my movie are tough. What you did was personal. Your character matters when you're a public figure, Joy argued. So being famous means I don't deserve basic respect? Tom asked. That's not what I'm saying, Joy muttered. Then what are you saying? Because it seems like you came in ready to take shots at me. Sarah spoke softly. Tom, I don't think Joy meant to, didn't she? Tom said. Every question was designed to provoke. Joy sat up straighter. If you can't handle pushback, maybe you shouldn't do interviews. The audience gasped again. Tom narrowed his eyes. I can handle challenges. I can't handle disrespect disguised as journalism. If you think this is cruel, you're sheltered, Joy said. Then it is again. Tom pointed. Another insult, another jab. You can't help yourself. I'm being truthful, Joy said. No, you're being hurtful, Tom replied. Whoopi tried again. We're going to take a break. No, Tom said. I don't want a break. I want this resolved. Tom, a break will help everyone, Whoopi insisted. Why? Tom asked. So Joy can plan her next attack? So producers can clean this mess? So we pretend none of this happened? So we calm down, Whoopi said. Tom turned to Joy. Do you want to cool off, or keep going? Joy met his eyes. I'm fine continuing. Then let's continue, Tom said. You brought up my marriages. Let's stay on that. What gives you the right to judge my personal relationships? They're public record, Joy said. Public record is not public property, Tom replied. My marriage's ending is painful. That's private. And you used it to make a point. Joy hesitated, visibly unsure for the first time. I wasn't trying to hurt you. But you did, Tom said softly. You took something deeply personal and twisted it into a talking point. The room was silent. Joy shifted, almost ready to apologize, but then she braced herself again. If your life is out there, people will discuss it, Joy said gently. Discussing is different from weaponizing, Tom answered. Alyssa cleared her throat. Things got more intense than expected. They got intense because Joy pushed it there, Tom said. I came to talk about a film hundreds of people worked on, and instead I'm being psychoanalyzed. Joy sighed. You're right. Maybe I crossed a line with the marriage comment. Maybe? Tom asked. Okay, I did. I crossed a line, Joy admitted stiffly. But my other points still stand. You take unnecessary risks. Unnecessary to you, Tom corrected. To me, they're essential. They're what make the story real. But at what cost? Sunny asked softly. Tom, help us understand. Why do you insist on doing the stunts yourself? Tom looked at Sunny with appreciation. Because I would know the difference. And the camera knows the difference. When you watch a scene and your heart races, it's partly because what you're seeing actually happened. But movies are illusions, Joy interjected. That's the point. And illusions work best when rooted in truth, Tom responded. Real stunts connect with audiences. Or maybe you just can't let go of being the hero, Joy said. Tom clenched his jaw. Here we go again. Yes, because you never answered it, Joy insisted. Why do you need to be the one hanging off the helicopter? Why you? What are you proving? I'm not proving anything, Tom said, voice raised. I love the work. I love the challenge. I love pushing what's possible. That's not ego. Then what is it? Joy demanded. It's about excellence, Tom said. Not accepting limits. Making the impossible possible. Giving everything I have. Even if it kills you? Joy asked. I'm not going to die doing a stunt, Tom said. You don't know that, Joy countered. You can't guarantee anything when you're doing these things. Life is risk, Tom said. Driving is risk. Flying is risk. I choose meaningful risks. But it's not just you, Joy said. What about your kids? Have you thought about how they'd feel if something happened to you? Tom stood up suddenly, his chair scraping loudly. The audience gasped. Whoopi stood too. Tom, sit down. No, Tom said, shaking with anger. I'm not sitting while she drags my children into this. They're part of your life, Joy said calmly. Your choices affect them. You don't get to talk about my kids, Tom said, pointing at her. That's off limits. Nothing is off limits when it's about judgment, Joy argued. This isn't judgment. This is you trying to hurt me, Tom said loudly. You've tried to hurt me since I sat down, and now you're bringing up my children because you know that's the sore spot. Sarah reached toward him. Tom, please see, I'm not calming down. Tom said. I want Joy to explain why she thinks it's okay to use my family in an argument. Joy stood too. I'm not weaponizing anything. I'm asking whether your choices consider your kids. Of course I think about them, Tom shouted. Every day. Then why keep doing these stunts? Joy asked. Because I trust myself, Tom said. I've done this for decades. I know what I'm doing. I refuse to live afraid because you think I should. They stood facing each other, breathing hard. The rest of the panel sat frozen. The audience didn't make a sound. Whoopi stepped between them. Enough. Sit down, both of you. Not until she apologizes for bringing my kids into this, Tom said. And I won't apologize for asking a real question. Joy said. It wasn't real. It was manipulative, Tom snapped. It was honest, Joy said. It was cruel, Tom replied, voice cracking. You knew exactly what you were doing. You aimed straight for the most painful place. Joy's expression softened slightly. Maybe I was a broken bar. Maybe I wanted to see if there was anything a broken bar.